You ready?
So what I'm going through is I'm 106 days sober of drinking liquor and doing drugs. Yeah.
It's no easy feat, guys.
Yeah. And it kind of all none of it was something that I saw happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I really didn't see any of it happening. I haven't really got into why I did ever before, so maybe I should talk about that now.
Whatever you feel comfortable with, bro. It's
like what you were saying basically is like up until the last 106 days of my life, like I was living completely differently. You know what I'm saying? What I was kind of touching on before was I never really had a power in numbers or a team. Essentially, it's a very new thing for me to have like a team that's close knit and around me at all times. I was like an isolated person that would find a lot of beauty in isolation. And while I was in this whirlwind of you know, like dead ass, like I'm a very addictive personality. So why I'm able to be 106 days sober is because I'm addicted to success. I'm addicted now to being
the feeling,
to being like I didn't up, right?
It's making yourself proud, bro. You're addicted to making yourself feel proud.
And at the same time, it's awful and agonizing. And like the fact of not seeing all this coming comes from like I took getting high like just like my weed smoking. Like if you see how much weed I smoke and I'm here, I don't think anyone in this room could be like, damn, you look stoned. And no one ever said that to me.
Right.
No one's ever like, bro, you look high. Like I can smoke an ounce of weed a day, and that's what I take it to. And if you can imagine taking that into every aspect of my life, I'd never do anything but the most of something, the absolute most. So when it comes to drugs, like I got my personal battle with drugs is not because they didn't help me or because they didn't open up a whole bunch of ideology and a whole bunch of
perspective.
Yeah. It's not that battle. The battle is I started doing drugs that, if taken to the amount that I take it to, will eventually kill me.
Right.
And I have like serious addicts around me telling me, I've never seen someone do it like you do it. Right. And like a big part of that is having money. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like the day I got money is the day that my life started to slowly die. Right.
Crazy.
Because I was able to, you know, when you're broke and you do a bump of cocaine, like no matter how much you like it, it ain't like you're gonna be able to like, I need to do coke tomorrow, I need to do coke the next day, because you're broke.
It's not even an option
like,
in your mind.
That drug is expensive, you know, and like there's more expensive drugs, but that one is expensive. So when I was broke, like I could have a habit with that, and it was the one thing that I could have drug-wise habit that I was like, it don't matter how much I like it, like I can't get it. Now alcohol, I can go spend $3 and get drunk. Really, you know? So like alcohol,
it's a little harder in LA, but
yeah. But alcohol, you know what I'm saying? Like it didn't turn me on because it was something so attainable, right? Like the thing with getting money and cocaine kind of went together to me.
Right.
It made sense to me. I mean, all the people that I have tattooed on my arm, there's one of them that's living right now still. All of them died before I was born, and they all died from overdoses. And they were my idols since I was 5 years old, living on a farm in Minnesota. Like my dad only played the Allman Brothers, the Doors, like Jimi Hendrix, like Blase Blah, only played those. Thank you to my idol Bob Dylan for like being the one that has actually stuck out through all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I look up to that man so much because he is still alive. Like that's what really makes a hero to me right now. And cool. You know, like I so long story short, I spent 10 years like
raging.
You know what I'm saying? And like to the point where like I'm a Wolf of Wall Street person with that drug. I work. So that's another way in my head that I'm like saying it's
rationalizing.
Like, you know, and I'm up for like 5 days. And then another thing is like I was so consistently, because of adding that to, you know, I think anyone who's done a lot of cocaine realizes that like there's a certain point where you don't want to do it anymore. Even if you have it, you like feel disgusting and you've been up for 2 days and you're like, I need to go to bed. And the only way you think you can fall asleep is if you slam a bottle of whiskey, right? Like that was the epitome of, so that's when alcohol became something, a crutch for me, was because then I was like, okay, you ain't gonna see me go out and like get blackout drunk because I'm gonna go home after all the closes, stay up for 8 hours doing cocaine, then I'm gonna drink an entire 175 of whiskey to my dome and fall asleep, right?
It becomes a cycle.
Oh my God. And like the amount of work that I got done was so exponential that like, again, rationalizing, like you said, like this is all good, you're good, you're good, you're good.
This is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Like this is my life, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's what happens.
And then I went on, you know, what I think most people do when they go through like a hard breakup. Like I went like, you know,
Bender status,
and I went on a 8-day bender where I didn't sleep for 8 days.
Wow.
I tried 2 different drugs that I've never tried before during it. And
scared you?
I got home to my house and I woke up on my bathroom floor, like basically almost died right there. You know, was out and I was alone. So like,
that's insane.
Yeah. So I almost, you know, did it, like really did it. And that was the first time in my life that I was like really scared.
Wow.
Like really, really scared.
And you never forget that feeling once you feel that, like
I was, and the only thing that I knew what to do, which is like why music and art is such a great escape, but also a great way to hold yourself to something. I made a song about
that night
giving up my drugs. You know, when I woke up, like made that song to hold me to it. And
that's so dope.
And, you know, slowly just started to go through the process of like being the opposite, like completely changing myself from what I started out doing, what I was doing, the only thing I'm unapologetic to the world about throughout my journey is that like it took me this long to approach the idea that there could be consequences to what I am pushing in front of your face, right? I was very fortunate enough to never, ever push like hard drugs in front of kids.
Right.
And in my raps, like I don't talk about hard drugs. Now, if you consider like acid and mushrooms, like you classify them as that, then I'm guilty of that. But that's not the way I look at things. So, but it took me a long time to just approach that there's a whole other side to it.